Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap Live for January's month of challenges. This is our 11th year, and it's called Coming Home. Today is Thursday, January 5th. I'll be scrapping live each Thursday night during the month of challenges, and I'll scrap one or more layouts during the hour session. So I have not even started yet. So today I'll be beginning with challenge 1, which is a blind scrap or recipe challenge. So let's see, I have to use one or more photos of a thing that brings me joy, 2 different papers, 3 nature elements, 1 string or ribbon, 1 fastener, 1 paint or brush stroke, and some journaling. So with that said, I think Kim's the only designer in here, right?
She's the only one I saw.
Yeah, that means I'm gonna use her stuff.
Little known secret, when designers show up, we look for their stuff.
Yeah, just like, okay.
She says, eek!
Yeah. No, this is her BYOC for this month, and it's called Hopefulness, and it's very cute, and it will just go perfectly with this. I may have to add something else because I have to do my nature elements, but we'll see before I have all the BYOC things, and I'm so happy about it.
It's so awesome. And the BYSC is in the store now, people. If you want to go shopping during or after, hang with us for a while first. Kath wants to know if that photo is from your phone or your DSLR.
Phone.
And you are on a Google Pixel 3?
3. You are so good. You are so good.
Yeah, some days. Random details, those stick in my mind. Important details, maybe not so much.
Right. No. Okay, so I don't know. I think we mostly have our regular people here, but what I've done is I've just went into Lightroom. I've edited my photo that I'm going to use, and what you can see here is here's the original, here's the edited version, and I mark them. You can set your color label, and purple I have renamed scrapped, but I know whenever I see that purple outline, then I've already scrapped those photos and I can keep moving along, which is good. All right.
It's a great system.
All right, so I'm going to close out Lightroom so it won't be such a hog right now. And then let's see.
And Cheryl and Jennifer Little Kiwi and Kelly and Melinda have joined us too.
Oh, hello. Hello and welcome. Hello.
Jen says she must have stolen that idea from you too, because she has her purple tagged as scrapped as well. And so does Renee.
It's so nice.
It is. Nice. Well, and I like it too, because even if I'm looking at like a big event and I can look through and go, oh, well, I've scrapped most of those photos. I may not have scrapped them all, but I scrapped enough. I'm good. Move on.
All right. I'm going to add a little photo edge shadow around there. And I'm going to grab some patterned paper, of which there is a plethora.
Renee in Bridge uses red to mark all of her kit used on her previews, so she can make sure she's using the stuff she buys. That's a cool
better.
idea.
My stuff is in a mess right now.
Aww.
I mean, a mess, but that's okay, because life just keeps rolling on, doesn't it? Okay, isn't that sweet? Sweet, sweet. That's a great dotted paper, just saying. All right, now I'm going to be using the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm on my paper layer, and I'm going to quotation mark cut in quotation.
You're scissoring it.
And then I'll do Control J just as a quick, and then I'm going to grab this and
I never
then
thought
I
about
can
doing
delete
that
it.
part. That makes sense.
Well, it helps after I am done with these live scraps to remember what I've used.
Oh, no, that's super smart. I just never thought about copying and pasting it, and I'm too lazy to rewrite the whole thing. So
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's see. You're like, I'm too lazy. I mean, honestly, it is a lazy issue.
well,
I mean, I want everything. I want it to be very, let's see. I want it to be efficient, my scrapping time.
Efficient's a good name.
Efficient. I want to be efficient. So I will search for all the things. Okay,
Melinda
apparently.
said her browser was acting funny, but it could be because she has too many MOC tabs open.
Could be, could be.
Do you have
All
shopping tabs open too? Because that's always my problem. I'm looking at too many things at once.
All right.
Well, you've got your 2 different papers.
I've got my photo. I've got the papers. Now I need nature elements, string of ribbon, a fastener. Let's see what Kim has for me.
She's got flowers and she's got some leaves.
So.
And string.
There we go. Get us some leaves going here.
So Renee, in Photoshop, if you merge 2 layers, if you do it the right way, it will keep the name of the layer that has the stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, using copy paste for that too would make sense. Kath, it beeps to let you know somebody came in or out. Yeah, if you do it the wrong way, Renee, then the layer will just take on the other name. But if you do it, and I can never remember. There you go. Melinda's got it. The top layer name is preserved when you merge down. But I swear if you select it backwards, you can make it keep the other name. I don't know.
All right.
There's
so
days I play with it and don't know how I made it do what I did, and then I don't know how to do it again.
Oh, look at her paint.
Ooh.
I love it. I love the paint. All the paint. Let's see. Let's put that at the back.
I love paint. Paint is like one of my favorites.
I do. It's just fabulous. Okay.
Cheryl, see if, not you, Cheryl Mima, see if your chat window will disconnect. Because that's what I have to do so that it sits differently and doesn't sit over top of the window. Jan thinks she needs this kit. It's a cute kit. And if you buy the bundle, it's got a really fabulous alpha because, you know, Kim always has some amazing alphas in there. It's got an alpha for like every occasion.
Okay, and then I'm going to quick do this little choppy right here. Pull this one down.
Oh, I totally get that, Renee, and that's a good way to know your limits when you're merging layers together so you get the right name. Oh, Kim says alphas are her favorite. Most days they're my favorite too.
All right.
What I'm doing.
So the flowers aren't natural flowers though. I'm going to have to go find me a natural, I think. Let's see.
Are you trying to count the flower paper? Or is there a flower I'm not seeing?
There's flowers in the elements, but they're like ribbon flowers. Like or
But it
silk
doesn't say
flower.
it has to be a natural element. It just says 3 elements representing nature.
Okay, well then we're good.
I think you're good. I don't think it has to be. Yeah, I
Then
don't
we
think
are
it has to be
good.
specific to like a real flower. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I think it can be that one. And if not, sorry, Julie.
Whoops.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, so she said we need a string. Yes, string.
Yes. You need 1 string or ribbon and then a fastener. Renee likes alpha. She just forgets to use them. Oh, oh, good. Jennifer can hear us now.
That's good.
Oh, Cheryl left, but if she comes back, she's trying to figure out how to disconnect the chat on an iPad, and I
Oh,
don't necessarily know that because I don't have an iPad. Lisa, I'm always in awe at how fast she does this. She is super speedy queen.
okay, and then I can use buttons, right? Those are fasteners, and she has a plethora.
At least 1 fastener, and that would be a button.
Okay,
And then your
so what
string
I'm gonna,
counts for string or ribbon. You've already got the paint or brush stroke. And so you just have to add journaling after you add some buttons.
okay, let's bring those to the top.
And of course, you can always add other things afterwards, but that's your minimum.
We'll see what happens with the buttons.
Melinda says the
Okay.
yellow alpha is a digital pin style and the teal one has a cool distressed metal. So those are her favorites from this set.
Okay, so I'm gonna do like a little line of buttons up here. I think that'd be cute. And then some down here.
Oh, the green one with the metalish look. I like the slate one that's like the painty, like somebody's got some big foam stamps that they painted that they stamped letters on. I do like the yellow one. I love the metal looking ones. Enamel pinish look,
Right.
I guess is what it is.
So let's see, what shall I use? Oh man, I like that stamped one.
Cheryl, now that you're back, I don't know how to disconnect it on an iPad. On the website, there's a little arrow at the top that I can just hit, like an arrow in a box, and it kicks it out and makes it separate. Oh, Lisa says she's low on alphas at this moment in time. She was surprised when she was looking for one that she has so few current ones in her stash. I have a lot of Allisons, I have a lot of Kims, and I have a lot of Bella Gypsies.
Yeah.
Who else do I have a lot of alphas from? I think those are my big ones. Yeah, Allison and Kim and Bella Gypsy. Oh, Nini has a new one that's like a cute one that came out with BYOC. Nini goes, did you see our 3 new designers, people? It's so awesome.
We got new ones.
We got new ones. Oh, and
We
Paula
somehow.
has some awesome stamped and stitched alphas. So I have some of those. Yeah.
Okay, so here's my joy.
There's Joy. And Gina's had some too lately that are fun. But if I'm looking for just like a basic one, I tend to go to Kim or Bella Gypsy or Allison. If I'm looking for more of an artsy one, I tend to go to Paula. And if I want one of those fun, like unique ones, then that's usually where Gina comes in.
Don't like that together.
Hard to go through all their new stuff. There's a lot of new stuff. It's always fun. But it is a lot. Oh, that's true. Jamie has a lot of alphas in her storyteller collections.
Oh yeah.
Helen's your main alpha girl too for Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a word strip. I'm not getting what I want there. Okay. All right, so let's go see what else we can find to add to the page, because we can.
Some of the M3 ones, was it Lynn Marie that was adding some of them back in separately? No, I'm trying to remember because I stumbled across one, and yeah, Lynn Marie has some that she's added back in to the store from the M3. Like, she's got journeys in there so far, and I think maybe I saw Rachel doing it too. So a couple of those designers have been doing it. Paula has added some in too. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, Kath says she's seen some from Lynn and Rachel. So yeah, there's a couple different ones in there. I know I've stumbled across a couple of them lately. And then have you guys seen Cheryl's new thing she started this month? The Finding Me in 2023.
Why does that look not right? That's because it's
an
an
N and
N.
not an H.
There you go. I was like, why is that? Oh, it don't look right. Okay.
Okay, so question. Do you ever feel bad when you see something and you can read the journaling and somebody's made an obvious mistake and you're not sure if you should say something or not?
I would want you to say something, because sometimes I just miss. Even though there is a happy little spell checker function,
Uh-huh.
I don't always use it
Well, and it doesn't
appropriately.
always catch it. Like yours is actually the page I saw recently.
Oh.
Sorry.
Is it?
It was
It
your
was
hobby page.
the one that I made. Oh God, the one I made for the Finding Me. No,
Yeah.
was that it?
Yeah, because you said I have, and maybe it's just I'm not reading it right. It says I have so many hobbies. I've adopted many of these theme as a way to combat chronic
Yeah.
pain and
Yep.
depression.
Yep. I haven't posted in the gallery yet, so.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was supposed to say them or if it was supposed to say something else.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there, but I
But I
saw
always
it and I
feel
was like,
bad.
nope, nope, I need to know these things. Who wants to print it out then? And then you're like, dang it, why didn't somebody tell me?
I know. Well, and that's the thing is I'm like, I never want to offend somebody because spelling can be just so subjective. And I don't want somebody to be like, oh, somebody's spell checking me and judging me because I hate that. But at the same time, I'm like, but I've had people tell me, hey, you wrote this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally did. Let me fix that. Like, I actually have a page printed where I put the wrong nephew's name down. I know which kid it is, but I wrote the wrong one. And I laugh at it still, but I always feel bad. And I'm like, I need to reprint that page with the right name before he sees it. It's too late. He's already seen it and he thinks it's hilarious. I called him his brother's name, but still, I feel bad.
All right, I'm going to do something a little off.
Renee says the same thing. She found a mistake on an already printed page when she was showing it to someone, and I proofread multiple times before I finish. I forgot a word. I hate that. Monica says, feel free to correct any of mine. Lisa says, no matter how many times she tries to proofread everything, she still ends up with a typo somewhere in printing.
I mean, I guess it depends on if the person knows you. So like if somebody at TLP, they're like somebody who's scrapping and you know them and you're like, okay, that wasn't somebody just trying to be snarkalicious.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't want it to come off as snarky, so I always worry about it. But Lisa says you should point it out because I hate finding it after it's been printed. Kelly spelt her nephew's name wrong once too. She put Pars instead of Parks. But at least she got the right name mostly. Like I completely called this kid a totally different name. Are you gonna break the main M3 by designer? Kath, that is totally up to the designers. It's whatever they put in, and I do not know. I do not have that information. I just know I've seen some of the alphas and such popping in. Jen says her deep dark secret is she deletes alphas. Oh my.
Why? But why?
But why?
But why?
Jen says she doesn't want to know after it's already printed. I really don't usually either. We think they're funny after they're printed, but I do try and catch them before they're printed. She says she never uses them. Jennifer's like, deleting alphas?
How dare you?
Oh, see, and Kath, if people misspell in chats and forums, I would never say anything because I don't worry about it. I'm like, whatever. And that's why I said most of the time I won't say anything. I just sometimes feel bad when it's somebody that's like their layout, and I'm like, ooh, if they print that, they might hate that they printed.
Right. They're like,
That's mostly because I hate what I printed. But in the chat and the forum, whatever. It happens to me all the time where I'm typing too fast or I'm on my phone and autocorrect changes something.
Every time I write, I love you, it wants to say, I live you. And I'm like, no, I don't really know. I don't live you. I want to make that clear.
So I sent I love you via text to my spouse. And instead of it being an exclamation point at the end, it switched it to a question mark. And I didn't notice it right away. And he wrote back, he's like, you're not sure anymore? What's going on?
What is happening?
I'm like, what?
I need to know. Okay, so let's see. I grabbed a couple of Becca's things. I've grabbed a couple of Paula's things. Let's see who else I've got here.
Ooh, Kendra did a whole photo book a few years ago with at least one intentional mistake on each page for her daughters to find. That's unique. I like that. Melinda says every time she types of, her autocorrect changes it to if. Oh, that would drive me insane too. And they're all very excited for your challenge, Cheryl. Even if they haven't had a chance to try it yet, they're excited.
That makes me very happy. Very, very happy.
Happy, 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 happy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy.
My son doesn't know happy, happy, joy, joy, and it makes me so sad. But he'll walk around going, happy, 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 happy. And I'm like, what is that?
You're like, what? You're like, no, you need to show him happy, happy, joy, joy.
I have.
He just doesn't.
Nope.
He doesn't love it.
No, he doesn't.
Ren and Stimpy.
Nope. He's not a Ren and Stimpy fan. It's very sad. I also tried to get him to watch, what's it called? Some of the other cartoons I used to watch as a kid, like DuckTales and stuff.
Right.
Nope. No, he's like, no, I'm good. Oh, Kelly said she sent a sympathy text to her cousin Carla after her mom passed away, and somehow her name got texted as Carcass instead of Carla.
Oh, my
I would be mortified too. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's just brutal, man. Brutal.
Totally brutal. And she has to know it was not intentional when it's in a text, you know? Yeah. I always assume it's not intentional in a text. But yeah, the worst time for that to happen. Oh.
Like, no. No.
Kendra says her daughter is addicted to DuckTales, both new and old. That's awesome. My son is currently watching How to Train Your Dragon series because apparently the movies weren't enough, and now we have a Netflix show too, which I don't mind How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's cute. I couldn't get through the book, which is weird. It's the one time when I'm like, nope, the show is better. But that one, and then there's been a few others he's watched, but not DuckTales. He's not into that one, as I guess. I wish for a delete text already sent button to exist. Yeah, I wish for that a lot. I've started scheduling text sometimes. Like if I write something and I'm feeling kind of emotional when I write it, like I'm either very angry or very annoyed, then I'll like schedule it for a couple hours so then I can go back and rewrite it.
You're like, what?
That's the best I've got. And sometimes I don't, and it goes, and I'm like, well, guess that's really what I meant to say.
Okay.
It's also smart because I have a habit of like going to text people way too late at night, like, 11, 12 o'clock, and I worry people don't have a do not disturb on. So I schedule texts to go the next morning. And then people will be like, "You're up early." And I'm like, no, I was not up when that text went, but I'm glad you think I am. My dad texts me at 2 a.m. Yeah, my dad's in a time zone 2 hours behind me, and he used to call me all the time. And so I had to put a do not disturb on. And then my mom thought it was hilarious because if she called me, it would come through, but if he called me, it wouldn't. That was why, is because he used to call me all the time way too late. And I was like, "Why are you calling me? It's this time." And he's like, "Oh, I forgot." I'm like, "Stop it.
Stop calling.
Stop calling at this time of night. It's too late. 10 o'clock your time is already midnight mine. Stop it." But he called to wish me Happy New Year, Cheryl.
Yes.
So I'm in the Eastern time zone and he's in the Mountain time zone. So he called to wish me Happy New Year at 1 a.m. Eastern time. And I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's been a nice New Year so far. We're an hour into it." Or we were almost an hour into it because it was like 12:50. And he's like, "What do you mean? Isn't it just like 10 minutes to?" I'm like, "No, wrong child." Because he meant to call my brother in Chicago, who is on Central time.
You're like, "No."
And then he still sat there and talked to me instead of calling my brother. And I'm like, "Did you call him at midnight Utah time?" And then be like, "Hey, Happy New Year. Are you calling all of us an hour late? Like, what's going on?" Yeah, at one point he had us in 3 time zones, and now he's back to having us in 3 time zones.
You're like, "What?"
Ooh. Melinda says her daughter schedules texts as reminders all the time. That's a good feature too, like reminders to herself. Like, does she text herself? Because I text myself. I don't know. Does anybody else ever text themselves? Because there's the notes features and all of those, but sometimes it's just easier to send myself a quick text. Yeah, it does. It does work. At least on Android it works.
Shall I do my shadows and stuff, or should I move along to the next challenge?
I'm waiting for answers. Monica texts herself. Kim didn't know that was possible. Oh, Melinda says to herself, her hubby, me. Lisa says day 2 is art journaling. Is she warning you? Or does she want to see it? Cass says some shadow on the doily. She'd like to see you do the shadow on the doily. So why don't you do the shadow on the doily?
All right, let me see this really quickly.
And Lisa says yes, she's warning you, as well as she would like to see it. I just like that. She's like, it's art journaling. Are you ready for that? Because I'm not. I'm never ready for the art journal.
So I'm just going to come over to the FX, right click, create layer. Then I'm going to press the little handles on the warp, and then I'm just going to pull out.
While you're doing that, so day 2 art journaling, the page should be based on the prompt New Year. You can journal about your 2023 resolutions, your one little word, something you want to change, an unwanted change you're making, whatever. And your page must have paint or gesso. Gesso?
Gesso. I think it's gesso. I don't know.
Potato,
potato, tomato, tomato.
Lisa loves it. It's just so fun to play. I see that. I think it's because I like, especially lately, I've been in a place of playing with papers. So I play with a lot of papers, not so much with painty elements and stuff. Kelly wants to know if anyone saves their files as TIFFs so they can see the image, or do most save their layered files as PSDs? Lisa saves for TIFF. Monica says gesso. Jen saves as TIFFs, never PSD. Kendra saves as PSD. I do not think stamps are considered a paint, because stamps are kind of different than paint.
Are you telling me that?
No, Jan asked. Stamps are considered. Cheryl, I think stamps are considered paint.
I'm like, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Melinda and
So,
Monica say PSD.
all right. So we're going to the new one, right? We're going.
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Melinda says JPEGs. Brushes.
Okay.
Brushes might be paint. Like I have a set of watercolor brushes that are paint.
So should I do a picture or no picture?
I don't know. What are you going to scrap about for the new year?
I don't
You can do
know.
no picture. Do you have a one little word this year?
I have not done that.
Hmm. So Kelly, I save as PSD, flattened JPEG, and web JPEG. And the way I save them for the beginning, the JPEG, the PSDs and the JPEGs are next to each other.
I don't even know if I took any selfies at the new year.
I did. I'm so proud of myself. I learned something new and I'm so loving it.
No.
I learned I can use my phone as a remote for my DSLR. And it means that I can see the image, like my phone works as like the actual LCD screen.
Right.
So I can actually see myself and see what the picture looks like before I push the button. So it's even better than my other remote. Anyway. Yeah, oh, no, Jen, this is new. I just figured out how to do this last month in December. I did not know I did it before. And maybe my old phone
I
didn't do it.
know. I didn't know.
But it's awesome. I love it.
Okay.
So I have a lot of more selfies of New Year's than I would normally have. Lisa says your choice on the photos.
Let's go photoless. Let's just be.
Let's be artsy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be artsy.
Lisa saves TIFFs. She deletes the web JPEG after she posts and delete the full size once they're printed. I delete the web usually halfway through the year and then at the end of the year. And the only reason for that is because once I posted it, and I don't know what happened, but it disappeared. Like the gremlins in the computer ate it. And so I had to go back and resave the whole file again, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is obnoxious when you're like trying to post super fast and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, where'd it go?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start here.
Ooh, Kelly names her layouts by the day the layout is made, then the title of the layout. Is there a reason for that? Like, do you like to see what day how many you made a day or a month or just a habit?
Okay, what I think I'm gonna do here is do some blending because I like this starburst.
Do you scrap in order?
I also like what this says, so let's go find a brush.
I just like learning about other people's processes, Kelly. That's why I'm asking the questions.
Let's find a brush.
Ooh, Jen learned how to do it in October. Yeah, I didn't know how it was better, but it's really cool, and I like it. It's a fun feature. How does everybody else name their layouts? We know how Cheryl does it because she just showed us. I tend to do how you name your layouts.
Oh, yeah.
I tend to name mine based on first the year and then 2 dates for the month that the pictures were taken, and then who's in them and something about them. Like I think one of my pages I did for BYOC is called Confetti Court because it's me and I'm blowing confetti.
There you go. Okay.
Year, month, name, title. But I don't do the date that I made it. I do the date that the pictures were taken.
Yeah.
So Linda names the date of the photos, then the name's an event. Monica uses A for January and L for December. It's actually why I switched to using the two date month, 01, 02, 03, so that they go in order that way. But I didn't think of just renaming the months. That might have been easier. Jen names hers year, month, day, number of layout for day, and then the template name. So like if you did number of layouts for the day, so if it was like your 4th layout for the day, you would name it 4. Or like it's your 4th layout of that day that it happened. Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. Which date, Jen? The date you made it or the date that the photos were taken? Renee names it by year, month, day, then a name, and then an A, B, or C if multiple pages. Oh, yeah. Monica uses the date of the photo. Kim does the photo date and then a title. Lisa says it's interesting to watch someone else's process. She would have used a layer mask instead of a clipping mask, so it's interesting to see an alternate approach. I could see that, using a layer mask. I love seeing how people do different things in Photoshop just because there are so many ways to accomplish same goals. Okay, so number 4 in order of photos taken on December 24th. Oh, okay. So like if you had 4 layouts that you'd done for that day, then the 4th one would be number 4 and you did another one, it'd be number 5. Renee says for old photos, she doesn't know the date. She just uses the year and event name. Me too. I have some folders. I know approximately the year. And that's it. Lisa has no standard way to name her layouts. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Kelly uploads all of her JPEGs into Google Photos, and then their search can find any layouts with pictures of whoever. So do you pay for extra storage then in Google Photos? Because I have like all of my photos uploaded up until they took away the free photo uploading last year, I think it was. So at that point, I stopped uploading things to the Google Photos except photos I take with my phone. Kat says we're young folks so organized. Oh, sometimes. But sometimes we have a system, Kath, that we're not always following because maybe we get busy and our downloads folder is a mess. Or our photos are a hot mess, right, Cheryl?
Yes. Ooh, Lord. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Ooh, Kelly's got 2 terabytes on Google Photos. That's awesome. Renee adds DYD to the end of her December daily stuff. Renee says, not a young folk here, just my background teaching, included teaching filing. I'm not sure who WebCha is because it didn't change your name, but they pay for Google Photo space and upload everything.
That
Melinda pays
is
for Google Photos.
WebChick. That is Becky, right?
Oh, it's WEBCH. Is it supposed to be WebChick?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe she'll confirm.
Melinda yelled Becky. Yep.
Becky.
Okay. It literally just shows me WEBCH, so I didn't know it was WebChick.
Yeah.
Hello, Becky. Jen says, oh, go ahead.
I knew her from way back in the day at Scrapbook Graphics. That's where I met her many moons ago.
way back.
Yes, very way back.
I don't remember how to change your name, but maybe somebody else will jump in and tell you how to do it. Because I can't remember how you change your name.
What, in here?
Yeah, if I right click on myself on my computer, I have an option that says edit my name. So maybe that's how you change it. Found it. Oh, good. I always have to remember how to do some of those things because it's been so long since I did it. Jen keeps all her layouts on Shutterfly, which is okay now as long as she buys something every 18 months. They just changed that. I just got an email today that told me Costco is moving all of my stuff over to Shutterfly now too.
Interesting.
Because Costco used to be the same, is as long as you bought something from them every 1 or 2 years, I can't remember, then they would just keep it all on their servers for you. Persnickety does that. I actually have a lot of layouts on Persnickety prints, because as long as you buy something every so often, and I can't even remember how often it is, then they will also um, let you keep all your stuff there too, your layouts and stuff. Melinda says some of us have been around for a very long time.
A very long time.
OG Melinda. Yeah, Renee, I don't print with Costco. I haven't printed with Costco for a while, so I'm not. It doesn't affect me, that change. I haven't cared for Shutterfly's prints in the past, so I keep going to Persnickety for it. Kelly, that's a bummer that you got errors trying to upload anything. I would say contact their customer service because they're nice people and they help and they're real people. I've been to their office, which sounds so much fancier than it really is. I used to live local, so I could just go pick up my prints, and that was awesome because it was basically same place printing.
Yeah.
They do exist. They're really nice people. So I still sometimes will send prints there and tell my mom, okay, I bought you some photos. I printed them out. Go pick them up. Persnickety
Nice of
website
you.
pays persnickety. That is true. Oh, they do exist though. Liz, Costco photo is changing. They're stopping printing, I guess. I don't know how soon they're stopping printing. I think in the next year or something. I don't know how fast the print stops, but they're moving all the photos, migrating it over to Shutterfly. I think they're giving you the option though. It's not like it's an automatic, your stuff automatically moves to Shutterfly. But it was an email I got today. Monica got the Costco email today too. Somebody else did too, I saw. So yeah, if you like Shutterfly, it's nice because all your photos are in a single place. But if you don't like Shutterflies,
Right.
yeah, I used to print at Costco because they had the best color match to my computer for a long time. So I always printed my photos there. But yeah. Oh, Renee says she loves their books, and Liz says she loves their albums. Yep, they are going away. I never printed a book with them, I don't think. Or if I did, I don't remember which one it is. I went through a printing phase where I printed books with a whole lot of different printers to see which ones I like. And especially if they put a coupon out there. Ooh, Becky used to have a wide format printer and printed everything herself back in the day. But see, Liz, now I don't want to try their books because then I would be really sad. Ink tanks rather than cartridges. Jan wants to know if anyone has a good brand for a printer that uses ink tanks rather than cartridges. I think that's what my printer uses. I have a Brother printer that I absolutely adore. Now you're making me curious because now I'm trying to remember if it is.
You're like, what? I can't remember.
Take one. I want to say it is, but you know, yeah. Yes, it is. My Brother printer is it's an Inkvestment tank printer. So I don't print photos on it. That is my caveat. I actually posted in the forum because I was looking at getting a photo specific printer. I have Christmas money left over, so I'm like, what do I want to buy? You know how that goes, right?
Yes, let us buy something.
I should spend my fun money on something fun. What do I want to do?
What shall I do?
But I will say this, we've had this printer for, did we figure out 3 years now that we've had this printer? I think we're up to 3 years now, and it hasn't run out of ink yet. It said it came with 3 years, and I would say that's pretty close to accurate. And we print pretty decent amounts. So Depending on the week, we print pretty decent amounts, but. All right. Jan has a Canon, but doesn't like the way the colors turn out because anything she prints turns out bad. Liz, I'm not sure if I missed part of your comment because I see you said you get up to 100 pages and you like that they're so thin. Is it it's you're talking about the photo books from Costco. $40 for 30 pages. See, that's a great deal. But now I'm like, I don't think I want to do that because then I'll be really sad. Because then when they can't, because then I won't be able to do it if they're even still doing them, you know? Kelly used her Christmas money for a new necklace with a CZ Halo Solitaire. Oh, is that cubic zirconium? Sorry. Some days I read what you write, and I don't stop to process it.
Like, what does that mean?
She said her birthstone is a diamond, but ain't nobody got money for those. Lisa gets frustrated with home printing. You know what? So I went through a huge saga with HP printer. We even had like their HP ink and it blew up our printer and they were like, oh, well, sorry. And I was like, but it's your ink. You sent it to me. So I was really upset about it. And so I was like, I'm not going back to an HP. And I switched over to this Brother printer and it has literally been, we set it up and we forget it. And it will print from my phone. It will print from my computer. It like doesn't have any issues and I've loved it. My only regret is we didn't switch sooner.
Yeah.
Because it's been so much better than the HP issues I had. Ooh, Renee bought herself 2 new 24-inch monitors for Christmas. Because one of her
nice.
going bad. Monitors are awesome. Jen had not seen the challenge that Cheryl was doing. I'm glad you found it though. It looks like a lot of fun. Monica,
okay. Am I missing anything?
Yeah,
Can't remember
your only
what
requirement was paint and something about the new year.
Okay, so I've got hooray, it's a new year. That counts, right?
I'm double checking the requirements just to see if there was something else. It has to have paint or gesso. And
I've got the gesso on there.
Obviously it's a new page. Yeah, nope. Just the prompt of new year. So, oh, Renee, that's nice. She has 2 of the same monitors now instead of 2 monitors several years apart. Becky bought herself the laptop she's using. She hasn't had a window-based computer in years. Ooh, yay. Welcome to the dark side. We have chocolate. Liz was late today because she was installing 2 new curved monitors. Ooh, lots of people got monitors. Jen has a newish HP and her husband wants to throw it out the window. Is it the printer, Jen? Because I feel for your husband because that's exactly where I was at. I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, Liz, I know printing on my own is way more expensive than using a lab like Persnickety. It's more because I don't live near there anymore. So if I want something printed from them, I have to count transit. And they're super fast and I usually can get it in less than a week. But there's days where I'm like, well, I just want a quick photo for insert thing here. And so I either have to print it on my printer. And so I lied. I have printed some photos on my printer, but not in the intention of scrapping them. So they weren't great. They were just printed on regular regular plain paper. But so I was thinking it would be nice to have just a little photo printer for those random one-off photos that I want. But yeah. Ooh, Becky says her boss has those curved monitors and they're so cool. Jen loves her Mac. Kelly got a new internal solid state drive, a terabyte, for her scrapping laptop for Christmas. And her husband had fun installing it. That's very nice. Solid states for scrapping is so awesome. Liz, I miss when a lot of places that printed decent had in-store labs. Oh, yeah. Becky was using a Chromebook after her lapbook died. And yeah, that's no bueno for scrapping. Not at all. We have a Chromebook that I use in the kitchen as my recipe book, so to speak, because it uses the internet and that's about all it's good for anymore. So yeah, HP printer's terrible. Half the time it won't print when we send it a file, or it prints half a page. Yep, those were issues I had, and so I'm glad I moved away from that. Yeah, SSD is totally the way to go. And Renee says the printers she prints are usually the ones she sends to Martha at Christmas time. We've just had a couple things. Like, I work with the primary kids in my church who are the 18 months to 11 years old kids. And so we've had a couple things we've done where I'm like, oh, I should just print that photo out. And so I did, but I ended up sending it to persnickety and waiting for persnickety to send them back to me, which was fine. And it took like 5 days or 6 days because the mail, it was Christmas time. But I still like, it'd be nice if I could have just printed it right local or something. So yeah, that's why I've been looking at a personal photo printer. I know it will cost more than, and it probably won't, I won't like it as much, but which is how I keep trying to almost talk myself out of it. Cheryl loves her 26-year-old HP LaserJet printer. HP stopped making the toner cartridges, but she found a company that will sell her remanufactured ones. Yeah, Renee, when she still worked, she would print photos to take to work to hang on her bulletin. Liz loves her HP printer and this ink subscription. She used to pay $100 a month for ink, and now it's $6. I honestly, I did like the subscription until the ink they sent me blew up in my printer, and I just was like, what do I do now? And that was when I walked away. Because I was like, nope, I'm done. Kim says 26 years. I love my HP printer too, but there's no way it's lasting 26 years.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so sad with printers anymore because they really don't make them like they used to. They used to last a long time, and now they just seem to. It's almost cheaper to buy a new one than to fix the one that you have. Kelly's girls get everything printed at Walgreens or CVS, and they print lots of photos to put up on the walls in their rooms. I'll have to try CVS here. My old CVS, the color was always off. The reds were always pinkish, and I don't like that.
She's like, I don't like that.
You know, sometimes when I want a red shirt, I want a red shirt, not a pink shirt. Just the way it works.
Yep. Just
Bye, Lisa. Thanks for coming. We'll be here again next week. Bye, Monica. Again, we'll be here again next week. Scrapping all the way through MOC.
Yeah. Okay. I can call this one done, I think. Maybe.
Liz says you do have to watch out when you print a coupon and it prints like 10 extra pages because there goes part of your subscription.
Okay. Well, you can do an art journal page in 30 minutes. So let's save this. Optimism, Cheryl, and we'll do. Awesome.
Jen, I'm glad you remembered the chat too. Come again next week. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yes, thank you, thank you. I'm going to turn off the recording now. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.